Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Viviana and I have been sharing with you all about my prep as I was getting ready for an NPC show that I was planning on doing. I am now a week post show and I'm sharing with you what it is like after the show, if I'm doing another show, if I'm eating anything different, and of course if my physique has changed. Everybody, it is Tuesday and today I am checking in post show. So once I do the usual where I take my pictures, send all the information to my coach, then when I get feedback from him, I will share with you what we are going to decide as far as like trying another show that we have planned to do after this one, or if we are going into maintenance and improvement season. So yeah, I'm gonna share that with you. So right now I'm headed to the gym. I'll do my training and then I'll come back and check in. It is time to check in. It is post-show check-in. So I competed on Saturday. Today it's Tuesday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? So we are gonna see what are the recommendations and of course how my physique changed. And honestly, I still look good. I'm okay with how I look. You know, previously or even now, some athletes still go out and eat everything that they can think of, right? I don't do that. I go have one meal post-show, which was my burger with sweet potatoes. That I even ate that during prep, depending on my macros. And then the next days, I had like protein bar, which I had been wanting, and again, because of the macros, I had a breakfast, smashed sweet potato, some oats, you know, things that I've been wanting to eat that because the calories are reduced are not the way that I want to eat them, and because they're more calorie dense, but nothing where, you know, binge eating where you eat everything, a lot of it, high calorie dense foods, none of that. So I feel pretty good, pretty confident. My physique looks okay, and so we shall see what our feedback is as far as like 1, post show, 2, are we having another show, and 3, what's the plan, right? So we shall see. by talking about my day after the show. So I shared with you my show day. The next day, Sunday, I went out to eat for brunch. I went on a walk. It was a rest day for me. And so, pretty normal day. Usually it's a training day for me. I start my week on Sunday, but it was a rest day due to my show. And I actually went to eat, a lot of the foods that I've had post show are not, I don't want to say they're not bad, but they're not. And again, I don't see any foods as being bad, but they're more calorie dense. So my breakfast consisted of a sweet potato breakfast. So it had vegetables with eggs. And so that's something that I can eat anytime. But that's kind of like what I felt like eating. Now, my family did order some pancakes and I tried those. So that's different, right? Because it's a calorie dense food. Now, Monday, I started going back to work like my normal schedule. And I went back to work. I took my lunch, did my protein pancakes, everything the same. The difference was for me that my hunger every day started going up. The hunger level was going up every day. And so that was, I don't want to say difficult, but for some people, when your hunger cues go really high, you start feeling really hungry, you start eating, right? Whatever. And when you are in prep, there's this, you're in that mentality, in that zone, in that focus where this is what you have to eat for the day. These are your calories for that day. These are your meals. And even if you feel hungry, you know that it's part of the fat loss. Feeling hungry is normal when you are in a calorie deficit, when you're having more cardio, eating this food, right? And so post-show, I started to feel a lot more hungry, and every day my hunger went up. On Tuesday, I checked in again. And so if you've been watching, you know that on my check-in, I do send measurements. I do send my weight. My weight is every day. I weigh myself daily. And then at the end of the week, we get an average of that weight. That's how it works. Now, measurements, we set all the measurements, and then pictures, right? We send front, back, side, post for pictures. And then during my check-ins, I also have to put in my digestion, my energy, my sleep, all that kind of stuff. During prep, towards the end, I was having difficulty sleeping, and it started getting better as my calories went up, because as you're leaning a lot of during the fat loss, that's what happens as you get leaner. But then I started getting better. Now I normally wake up at 4 in the morning. That's just because that is my daily sleep cycle, and that's due to me doing cardio and training at that time, because I work early in the morning, so to have enough time. So in my check-in, I also put in my energy, sleep, my macros, my cardio, and I also put something about how things are going, any changes, how I felt during the week. And so what I shared was my judges' feedback for post-show, all of that information that I just told you, and then my thoughts, right? My thoughts on the show. Our plan was to have another show coming up in December. Last year I did 2 shows for my season, which was the Texas State Pro AM, and then the Battle of Texas. So that was going to be the plan again this year, to see, you know, how things improved and kind of going from there. Now, me personally, I shared with my coach my thoughts, which are, I've been, you know, a few years ago I switched from bikini to wellness, and the judges kept saying, you know, my structure, my body goes towards that. And so I've decided to move to wellness. But when the switch happened with the federation, it was different. It was different because we thought, or it was, the middle of bikini and wellness, right? I mean, I'm sorry, bikini and figure. You didn't have to be, you know, have more muscle, be more, you know, it was just in the middle. It was just in the middle, or I thought, because bikini was a lot leaner versus figure, a lot more muscle, right? A lot more muscle mass required. And so wellness for me was the in-between, plus the judges' feedback was always, that's like your body structure and you should try wellness. But things have been changing as far as like what they're looking for, the competitors, who are the people that are competing in these categories, and what they're doing. So in my mind is like, is this a good thing for me as far as me being a natural athlete? We can only do so much naturally. Obviously, I've put in the work for 12 years and I'm a natural athlete, and I do not plan to change that. So my thoughts are, do I try another show where probably I'm gonna get the same feedback? Your posing is great, you look great, but you need to grow, right? Which is what I get. So I don't see the purpose, me personally. A lot of people will say, well, you've already leaned out, you've already been doing the work for the show, might as well go do the show. In my mind is, I'm gonna get the same feedback. I'm not gonna grow in a few weeks. Plus, you're gonna have to spend on a show, you're gonna have to spend on traveling, you're gonna have to do all these things for that show, and your feedback is going to be that you need to grow, because you do compare with all these women that are on stage with you, right? And that there are in your category. Now, yes, I love it, I really do, but I have to see my pros and cons. Will it be fun? Absolutely. I love it. I love being backstage. I love meeting people. I love the whole getting prepared for it. I love the challenge, you know, doing cardio, eating, you know, dieting and going through a calorie deficit. It's just the personal satisfaction that I get from being successful and completing these challenges. So again, I love it, but is it the right thing to do as an athlete? Should I be growing and using the time, taking my time to see how much I can build, to see how much I can grow? Now, when I switched from bikini to wellness, I took 2 years off. And when I say 2 years off, I mean from the stage, 2 years to focus on growing. And then I went back on stage, did really well, and obviously grew. Now, come back, and again, it's changing. Now, this category, the competitors and the people that are showing up for wellness, their physique is also not, you know, compared to what I've brought to the stage. So those are kind of like my options. Do I just, I'm already here, I've already trained for it, do a few more weeks and compete again, get the experience, go have some fun, and just do it for the fun of it? Or get your feedback, start working on growing and take some time to just give it all your got so that you can come back and bring in another physique, right? Something different where it shows that you've grown, and then try to be competitive. So those are kind of like my thoughts. And so right now I did tell my coach what my thoughts are. So possibly that's what we're gonna do, and then just focus on growing. Now, NPC is now bringing in natural bodybuilding shows. And so depending on how those shows go, how they're being planned out, what's going on, that might be my next step. There are the options of doing new federations, other federations that are natural, and they test you and all that good stuff. So there's that option. I honestly, just because I love NPC, I've only competed for the past 12 years in NPC. And so I'm just used to and familiar with everything that they do. But again, me as an athlete, my work, everything I'm doing, I need to be smart about my next move, right? So that is what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to see how those shows are being run, how they're going to be doing these natural shows, so that I can decide, you know, what is best for me as an athlete. So we shall see. But as of now, my plan is, you know, just to grow, to be competitive, to do the best that I can do, but also be smart about my choices as an athlete, so that I can be competitive and, you know, be part of what is required to be in that category. Another thing that I have been doing is a challenge. I did and finished one, and now I'm about to start another one. And that kind of helps me, I don't want to say motivate, but there's something to look forward to. And then now with the holidays, I know that a lot of people, you know, are involved in events and holiday food and things like that. And we all know that the holiday is one day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve or New Year's, but in between we have like company events, right? Or work events, and then posadas, and I don't know, whatever it is, Friendsgiving, things that you have, right? So I know that a lot of people wait until the beginning of the year to start their fitness journey. And I feel, and I think it's very important to start now, or to continue, because then it's not only an accumulation of whether it's events, weight, and all these things happening if you wait till the end of the year, versus if you are exercising and being active and, you know, being mindful with your food choices, and only doing it when there's an actual holiday or an event. It makes a big difference. So you don't want to wait until the end of the year and you've gained all this weight from the holidays, and then here comes January, and instead of you know, worrying about maybe a couple of pounds, and then just kind of moving things around, whether it is with your nutrition or your activity, versus because it's the holidays and I'm waiting till the next year, you end up gaining all this weight. And so I think it's important to understand that in order for any of these things that you do when it comes to health and fitness, that it has to be part of your life. And that you hear that a lot, right? It's a lifestyle, and it really is. So it doesn't mean that you can't, you know, participate in holiday events. It doesn't mean that you can't eat or anything like that. It just means that it's part of your life. So you will be active during the week, and then if there's an event, a holiday, that day you choose to or not, you'll have that meal, you would get to enjoy your family, you eat whatever is provided for that event, but then you get back to it just right after that event, right? So that you don't add additional calories and additional stress and wait until the end of the year. So I have been doing a 6-week challenge for myself, and then I'm about to start another challenge. And the first one was while I was getting on prep, and then this one's going to be until the end of the year, so for the holidays. And so again, it's just a fun way to keep myself accountable for the meals and the exercising, and having a community that it's kind of helping you get motivated. And so I myself have, with Train with Nurse V, a program where it's only $25. You have everything on there to follow on your own day, your own time, and the community there, you get to ask questions and I'm able to answer. You can send me messages. There's food choices if you're not sure what to do. And it's really, great, because you know that coaching is very expensive. You know that classes, everything is very expensive. And so this is not something that is just a one-time thing. You can do it as much as you can for as long as you want, and you only pay $25. Now, a lot of the times when we go to the gym, if we don't have a program, or if we want to start exercising and we don't have a program, a lot of the times we're just spinning our wheels, right? Because we don't know exactly what to do. And that might be you. You have to eat better. You have to exercise, but you're not sure what, right? So with the program, it already has like how to follow. There's the videos. Just follow it and do it at your own pace. If you want to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or you want to exercise, Tuesday, Thursdays, however you want to do it, it's on there on the website. You pick if you want to do cardio, or if you're just a beginner and you want to start with a walking program, you have that choice too. So I invite you to take advantage and, to start now. Don't wait until the new year, because again, the years, the days will go by, and it is up to us what we do. And it is always, important for us to be healthy, not only physically, but mentally. I look forward to my grandbaby coming, every weekend or whenever she comes, and being able to run around and play with her, and hopefully in the future the same way as I get older. But, whatever your why is, whether it is health, whether it is physical, remember that it's always up to you when you want to start. There's never a perfect day. It's never going to be the perfect time. So I suggest you do this. I've been doing it. It works out for, again, accountability, motivation, and the results is mainly a lot of the push, or what makes you keep going. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, but hopefully I'll see you on the challenge. Today's plan is to do grandma duties. So I'm going to be taking care of my grandbaby, which I'm super excited. And then we're going to go do some grocery shopping. You guys know that we have taken some trips to Sam's, which is like a store for a big quantity. And then today we're going to try another one. So I'm going to try to share as much as I can on what I'm getting for my meal prep and how I'm eating post-show. Okay, so today we're coming to Costco and the grandbaby's coming with us. Here we go. I have the baby and she's sleeping. Jimena did okay. She did want to be with me the whole time and she got some toys. But there's a lot of people here, right, Jimena?
What's up, Miss Viviana? Okay, so I don't know how I missed your update, but thank you for sending it again because, yeah, my fault there. I didn't see it. Post-show, you enjoyed some things, but obviously you've done a great job kind of reining it in, and I'm really happy to see where you're at. You put your hunger at an 8, so I am going to go ahead and move your food up just a little bit more, but I do want to keep your cardio present, right? I want to keep it at 30 minutes a day. So here's what, first of all, I like the idea of not doing the Battle of Texas. I do feel it'd be a better idea for you to focus on the natural side of the sport. I think the wellness category lends itself very much to drugs, right? The girls in that category want to grow and be aggressive with drug protocols. There is a natural wellness route. I'm going to be at a show this weekend called Ben Weider. It is a drug tested show. They do have wellness. So you can go on NPC News Online. If I remember, I'll put the link below. You can see what the competitors look like there. Yeah, I think that would be a good route for us to focus on next year. Yeah, I would like to see you try multiple things, depending on what you have access to. The NPC is introducing natural shows. I've been at a bunch of them, but we could also look at some other organizations. I don't know what Texas has. The OCB, the WNBF, those are the two larger organizations. I think for now we should focus on the NPC natural side and see what options we have. And again, I'll be at a show this weekend, and so we can look at some of the athletes. I'll pay attention to wellness and give you my thoughts. Okay. Thanks, Viviana. And if you'd like, let's schedule a call so we can discuss it.
Okay, everybody, so I had asked you what your thoughts are, right? Because some of you compete, and so I know what it is to be in a prep, and your plans are to have a season of maybe 2, 3, 4 shows, right? And then, that's kind of like from there go to your off season or your improvement season and take all your judges' feedback and then work on that, right? But when you've already come, to that show, they're not the same judges this time, but you continue to get the feedback of growing, then that's when, we have to be smart about it. We have to think, okay, am I going to grow in the next few weeks? No, but I get it. We've already gone through the whole process of being on prep, but is it the smart thing to do, right? So you heard it. We are now going to go into an maintenance, and then we're going to be focusing also on new natural shows. Now, as you heard my coach on here about the NPC natural shows coming up, right? There was just recently one this weekend, the one he's talking about. And I actually, when I saw, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. These girls that won look amazing. They look natural, and there is hope. That's what my thoughts were. I'm just being honest. Now, do I love the way that wellness looks with NPC and other women? Yes, I absolutely love bodybuilding. But as an athlete, how far we can go, we know already, right? We know. And so, but we also know the expectations are very, very, very high. So we have to work really, really hard, right? So the plan is either first to stick to NPC, to the new natural shows, and see how that goes. So we're gonna try those first. During my check-in, I also shared with you that post-show, my meals did affect my weight. I actually was weighing the same that I was weighing pre 1 day out from the show, right? So my weight didn't change at that time. Then I checked in, my calories went up, and so my weight started to go up, and now I'm only 2 pounds up. So that is how much I've gained from the eating higher calories. Now the reason why it went up is because, like I mentioned, my hunger had been going up the post-show days. So for a few days when I finished my competition, I started getting really hungry. Now I continued to follow my plan, but the hunger was there. So my calories went up, and obviously once we kind of start working on maintaining, we are going to see those changes coming, and as we add food, that's going to be changing as well. Now I also shared with you that we went to Costco and started to meal prep. It is always good. It's always a good idea to have like a menu or food already, like ideas of what you're going to be doing for the week, so that you just don't eat or buy random things, right? And that's why a lot of the times when I do the HEB or the delivery, because once you're in the store, you start taking things that you really don't need, and not only do you end up eating more, but also spending more versus the dropping off. That's what you get, and that's it, because then you're kind of feeling, well, I already got my groceries. Why should I go all the way over there for a bag of chips, right? Now, those are just things that can be helpful. I am planning, now that I have more calories, to play around with my meals, since like you previously have seen, I like to make my own different things when it comes to my food. So I'm excited about that. And obviously with more food comes more strength, and now we start focusing on our strength when we go to the gym, right? And so now with my calories going up, I'm going to be doing more of my oats, more of my dinners that I do with my tacos and things like that I enjoy, that are more calorie dense. So hopefully I'm going to be sharing that with you. That is it for this week's update. So my next video, it is going to be about my post show and sharing with you how I manage, right, the weight coming up. What are the changes that come? Do I train any different? Do I eat any different? And sharing, of course, the recipes with you and the kind of foods that I'm eating. I'm going to be sharing with you post-show and my start of my maintenance and improvement season. A lot of people think that because you're done with the show means, okay, you can eat everything you want, and if you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't have to go. Absolutely not. So, and I'm going to explain to you on my next video with my post-show how I go into improvement season, how I've done it before, the difference, what I've learned, and then I'll share with you what's the best way to do it and what has been working for me and most of the athletes. And so that is what it's going to be for the next video. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time.